April's a funny weather. April's a funny month. The skies are bright, but it feels like there's going to be a mist. It's a miserable day, but the skies are bright. That's what's weird about this April weather. It feels damp. At least once a day, the hit Film Express video editor crashes and I have to restart the laptop. Good afternoon, it's 1 o'clock. It's a Thursday. And it's a very quiet day today. That's because I haven't got the telly on. No. It's quiet because I think it's the weather. Same as yesterday. It's quite miserable. It's not dark clouds, it's light clouds. It's not even raining, it's just a miserable day, gloomy day, but not a dark gloomy day. It's hard to, I think it's an indoors kind of day. So I've been editing Wednesday's video and I had breakfast earlier, which consisted of cereals and oops, don't know why my laptop should ping like that. Maybe it's asking me to log in. Sorry about the hesitation. Got a message on my screen saying my Google Drive storage is full. Empty or bin or upgrade your storage. I saw that earlier and I deleted a lot of videos that were backed up to the cloud. So I was hoping that was 5 gigabytes in the bin. Now it's saying I've got 8 gigabytes after deletion. Anyway, what was I saying? Cereals and a cup of coffee. I'm not sure what I was watching. I think there was a documentary that I recorded called The Mayflower Pilgrims, and after 5 minutes I just switched off really. Tried to sit in the sofa near the telly so I could be near the window. That sort of day it is, you know. Then I thought, well, I did actually started editing in that chair, but I didn't have any sideboards, so I couldn't get to my pint of water. And then I think it crashed, and that was nature's way of saying, look, here's your chance to put the laptop down. And you're telling a fib, because that's not what happened. What happened was you had to recharge the PC, but again, although there was a plug board just to the left of me, I didn't want to overload it, what with recent situations with electrics and power cuts. Oh god, it looks like I've got blue eyes. So I decided to get the extension cable and plug it to next to the fireplace. And I put the two pouffets over the cables so I wouldn't forget it's there and trip up. So anyway, when the laptop charged and I unplugged it, then I was free to put the laptop somewhere, put it down temporarily and have a drink. And when I did that, I thought, well, I might as well sit back where I usually sit on the sofa. And then I thought to myself, no, I'll come in the diner. But instead of sitting at the head of the table, I've sat, I don't know if you can see it, there's a power point there. So I've decided to sit adjacent to it, facing the conservatory, and it's quite light because it's all white tiles and white blinds and white frame and windows and daylight coming in, and it's just a natural light, which is nice. Back to the blue eyes. So, and it's been quite good. It's been quiet and productive, editing wise. And of course, when the PC crashes, it's good to, you know, restart the machine. If I wasn't speaking to you now, I would have been getting up and walking around just to get the blood circulating. So I have to open up the software now. What I do is I go straight to the hit film file. If you double click that, then it'll open up in the application. So that's it really. I'm back to editing Wednesday's video. And on the TiVo, I thought I had Death in Paradise stored up, but I haven't. But I have got, I think, a couple of Dr. Blake mysteries. So I look forward to watching those in the break. As I say, yeah, I did record a couple of historical documentaries, but the other one was that I watched was part of a series, was episode 2, so that put me right off because I didn't see episode 1, so I stopped watching it. And I've got no documentaries to watch. Nothing else. Can't think of anything else that's on there. I did watch something on Sky Arts that I recorded. It's something that I record every time it's on. I think there's a new episode every Wednesday. No, every Wednesday, yes. And so there was one yesterday, but it also records old shows, ones that I may have missed. But at the moment I've seen all of them, so I'm deleting them. But the new one from yesterday was on Robert Taylor. And of course, although I've heard the name, I didn't know too much about him, so it was good to watch that. And afterwards, they said what next week's episode would be, and it's on one of my favourite actors of all time, and that's Montgomery Clift. Now, I've got a book called Rebel Males that I actually won on a radio competition back in 1992. And the Rebel Males are three American actors. You can probably guess who they are. So the first one was Montgomery Clift, because he's the eldest. The second was Marlon Brando, who was the second oldest, and the youngest, and the third one was James Dean. And you see, up until Montgomery Clift, there was no particular style of acting in America. It was just, do it, which is fine. But then, I don't know, there's this Russian style of acting called created by Konstantin Stanislavski, and that's, I think, in the 19th century, and it carried on into the early 20th century by the Moscow Arts Theatre. And of course, somebody from New York went over there, liked the system, brought it back to New York, and started teaching the method, i.e. the method acting. And of course, Brando is probably the most famous method actor at the time. A lot of method actors back then, but nobody more. I mean, Marlon Brando changed the whole style of American acting. Sort of more animalistic, more alpha male-esque. And before that, that was Montgomery Clift. Montgomery Clift was very natural. There's two types of method acting. There's the inside out and the outside in. So with Montgomery Clift, he was inside out because he searched his feelings, and then it came out in his performance. And with Brando, it was external. He had to become the part to get the feelings. And of course, James Dean, he just copied Brando in a way, but because he was like a model, he looked like a model, and he could act like a rebel, he became legend. And of course, when he died young, you know the story of James Dean, I'm sure. But yeah, so Montgomery Clift, he was the one who started off the method, if you like, that really caught the imagination. And of course, Brando always said to Montgomery Clift, "You're my touchstone." And they did make one film together called The Young Lions. And so I've been a big fan of Montgomery Clift since 1992, really, once I've read up on him and started watching his films, and when you watch him, he's just natural. He's not acting at all. He's so vulnerable, and it's just that. And even Spencer Tracy said he makes all the other young actors at the time look like bums, you know, quote unquote. So yeah, if you watch Montgomery Clift, you're captured by his naturalistic performance. So yeah, the Discovering show is on him next week, so I'm really looking forward to that. Alright, I'll be looking at this video file now, and this message about the 8 gig in my bin at drive.google.com for the past, I don't know, 10 minutes. So I'd better wind up and move on. And before I watched it, I had to watch decided to take a break. I haven't finished yet, so it feels like maybe I've been on this for 2 hours. So I'm going to have a cup of coffee and some biscuits. I'll sit next door, see what's on. I'm back in the kitchen, continuing with the edit of Wednesday's video. Having seen an episode of Dr. Blake Mysteries. I thought it was one I'd seen, but I couldn't remember the ending. It wasn't a particularly brilliant episode. But still, there were some nice moments in there. Anyway, I'm back in the diner and I'm working on some clips around the 8 PM mark. So I could be heading towards the end. And the time now is exactly on the dot 4:30. It's nearly 5:45 in the evening and it's exporting Wednesday's video. It's going to take about 2 hours, so at 7:45 it should be ready for upload.
Stand, as of a couple of days ago, the public mood, it would appear, is not
so far in the favour at the moment, quite substantially not in favour as well, twice as many people opposed.
I'm going to make myself a sandwich while the exporting is happening.